This functions of the total is function function f, right? I think function f or function. I just pressed full screen there. No, click on function. Function shift. If you click shift, hold shift and F, it will do this for you. Okay. Okay. It's okay, number? Okay. Ben, it's inside my bag. Number my good and number my own thing. But one is inside my bag. So we are together, right? So I want us to build on this ideology, then we'll see it in the chat. We'll work on it in the chat. Are we together? So now we said that is what? Now the retailer's perspective. Now, one of the basic way the retailers define their zones now has to do with basically three aspects. The first thing has to do with vertical lines, the second one has to do with horizontal line, then the third one has to do with diagonal lines. Now, the retailers traders, the perspective of the retailers traders is just defined based on price movement or price action, but their price action basically has to do with repeated patterns. They believe on what? Repeated patterns. So now they believe that whatever happened yesterday, if they have seen this particular pattern yesterday, and this was the reaction of the pattern yesterday, they believe that if they should see it tomorrow again, it will happen. So that's why mostly they just believe on chart patterns. Chart patterns, whether you call it trend line or whatever you call it, is still repeated patterns. Are we together, right? Now, it's different from the perspective of the institutional traders. Now, the institutional traders, they don't believe on patterns. They believe on taking trade based on algorithm. That's why if you are a trader, you say that you are only a retailer trader, it's good. It's good. If you say you are institutional trader, it's good. But institutions, they are not only institutional traders. Every institutional trader is an institutional trader and a retailer trader. That is their perspective. That's why they don't lose money much in the market. Now, I expect you still as a retailer trader, you have to understand, even though you are building strategy on retailers approach, you have to understand the institutional perspective. Because the people that you are fighting, you are not fighting the brokers. So, as a retailer trader, if you are using the retailer strategy, it means the person that you are fighting are institutions. Now, what I mean institution here is that institutions are always after retailers. If you are also an institutional trader, you have to know that some of your enemies will be the retailers. Now, enemies in the perspective, because now each of this strategy is anti another. If you are someone that is trading trend line, example, right? I'm making an example. If you are trading trend line, institutions are against trend line. You are after institutional money. Trend line is liquidity zone that is against that is going towards institutional perspective. Then them too, they are always going towards your perspective as retailers trader. Are we together? Okay. So now the best thing that will expect you is that even though you are trading this strategy, you have to understand the ideology behind that trading perspective. This is one of the basic things that for me precisely for now I'm enjoying. It's very hard for you to synchronize the two, but if there's a way you can synchronize the two and balance the perspective, it will help you. Why? Because if there's always one thing that will happen before price movement is what? Is liquidity swap. We all know some liquidity swap, but market manipulation. See, in fact, the only thing that will happen, whether you are an institutional trader or you are a retail trader, is one thing: stop hunt. Always you see trade going, it will take you out before it will go within your direction. And that's one of the painful aspects of liquidity of financial market, price movement. Are we together? So now the very first perspective is what? The retailer's perspective. So now how do retailers identify their zones? How do retailers identify their zones? We said that retailers' perspective has to do with what? They believe on repeated patterns, right? Repeated patterns. So now basically, the basic way you can identify their zones, how they enter or leave trade is any area where there is what? Repeated patterns. Now, one, the repeated patterns work in three aspects. It's either repeated patterns based on horizontal lines, based on horizontal lines. Um, Please, our mind need to be here. So say for now, once we go deep, you will understand some of these things. For now, you just have to stay with me. Just try your best and stay with me. Try your best. Try your best. And stay with me. You have to stay with me. I don't know how you have to just stay with me. Your mind have to stay with me. It's network. My son, my charger activating na going to. Na kada it's not strong. Cause so many people are on it. Okay. Kai. Ashina kule data na ya. Amanta ni mana shiga nasi. Ya shiga. It's on. It's on. Ya shiga. Thank you. So we are together, right? Now we are going to like check the retailer zones. We are going to deal with the retailer zone. Then before we start building on the basic algorithm that define price movement. Now what I'm trying to explain now is we said there are two reasons why price move, right? It's either price is going for liquidity, we said or is going for what? Inefficiency. And we said that how price go for liquidity and inefficiency has to do with two perspectives. For now, that's what we'll do with two perspectives. It's either what? The retailer's perspective or the what? Institutional perspective. Institution, that is strategy that has to do with like ICT, SMC, all these things. If you're a retailer, mostly your strategy is under price action.